third-round pick in the draft, I was on strike for 3 seconds. But a report says they're not overly eager to trade their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. But they would move him for the right price. Another report says the Niners' asking price is a first-round pick for Jimmy G. So, Marcellus, I know Jimmy G is priceless to you.
You know damn right. Say his name right. Jimmy G. Q.
But is Jimmy G worth the first-round pick, sir?
Hell yeah, he's worth a first-round pick. Jimmy G, all he does is win, 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 no matter what. Now, the problem is when he's healthy. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo is a guy, you're talking about getting drugged through the mud. And I understand when you say, look, the guy has injury concerns, so that's why we drag him through the mud. But it seems like there's more than that. It seems like people actually want to poke at his performance or his capabilities. Or you can't do it all with Jimmy G. You really can't? You mean you can't go to the Super Bowl in his first full year as a starter? Oh, yes, you can, because they actually did. But now they're trying to close the gap between Jimmy G leading that 49ers team to a fourth-quarter lead and closing that gap and trying to find another quarterback. Instead of just saying, hey, Jimmy G, stay healthy. We know we can finish the deal with you. Like, injury concerns is not enough to get rid of Jimmy G or to think that much less of Jimmy G. I'll give you the same Bay Area example I saw years ago with Steph Curry. Something was wrong with Steph Curry's ankles. I don't know what the hell. There's a doctor up in the Bay Area that finally fixed it, right? Trademark, patent, everything. Fixed them damn ankles. Whoever that doctor is, go find Jimmy G and fix him and make him healthy. Not the one who's working with Clay. Whoever is working with Clay, that sucker, he working hard. Clay is broke down right now. But whoever fixed Steph Curry ankles, fix Jimmy G's body, his lower, high ankle sprain, whatever you want to call it, and let this dude do what he does, which is win games. Kyle Shanahan is not Kyle Shanahan without Jimmy G. I don't know what's going on in the 49ers organization, but if they're not putting all of their resources to support Jimmy G, they're doing themselves a disservice.
That's fair. Jimmy G is worth a first-round pick, but it's exclusively dependent on 2 things.
What?
The organization and Jimmy G's health. I love when the shows come to fruition and my points do as well. I got a full screen. And this is how you know your boy was on track to something, because there are teams that should absolutely trade for Jimmy G and teams that should consider it. Let's start with the considerate side, because I had the Panthers and I had the Broncos.
And they're out
we knew
now.
the Panthers needed a quarterback, and we had the breaking news that the Panthers just traded for Sam Darnold. So they should obviously no longer consider it. The other team that should consider it is the Denver Broncos, because the Denver Broncos, they don't draft early enough to get a QB. But the problem is they're not a QB away. So should they really make that move? The teams that should absolutely do it, Patriots. The Patriots are a quarterback away from being back in AFC championship contention. Hard for me to say Super Bowl contention, but they're back a quarterback away from being in championship contention. The Bears. The Bears are a quarterback away from being in championship contention. And Washington, we all know, #2 defense in the National Football League. They are a quarterback away from being in championship contention. Those are the teams that should absolutely trade for Jimmy G. And only one team left, the Broncos, that should consider trading a first-rounder for Jimmy G. When you think about Jimmy G's value, it's exclusively tied to his health. But the fact of the matter is this. Most first-round picks, especially a quarterback, feast or famine. You don't know what you're going to get anyway. At least with Jimmy G, you know what you're going to get. And what do they say, Marcellus? Better is the devil that you know than the angel that you don't. Jimmy G is the devil that you know. You know his injury history. These first-round pick quarterbacks, the Mac Joneses, the Trey Lances, the Justin Fields, the Jack Wilsons, they are angels, but they're angels that you don't know. That's the kicker.
Thank you. Sam Bradford got traded, first-round pick. Jimmy G better than that. Carson Palmer, better than that. Jay Cutler, better than that. Yeah, he's worth a first-round pick. That was an easy question. Here's the thing. I'm glad I wasn't here last week. I was on vacation. As you can see, my hues are coming out right now. You know, I went to Japan off the 10 freeway. I went pretty far. And I watched you, and I gave you one segment without me. I was like, I love my boy. I know he's going to go out there. And I saw you at the big board over there. I don't know what game show you were filming, but you were at the big board over there, and you let this sentence leave your mouth.
What'd I say?
Kyle Shanahan is a genius. And you know how you talk with your hand. He's a genius. And you repeat yourself. He's a genius. And I was like, all right. Throw the TV out, and I'll get, what the hell? Kyle Shanahan is only a made man when Jimmy G is healthy.
Do this.
Other than that, he's a losing coach. So I was so glad I wasn't on frame, on camera, on show when you went out there and said that blasphemy. But I'm going to put some respect on a coach who is a greater coordinator and a greater head coach than even Kyle Shanahan. Wade Phillips. So next time you want to utter that a coordinator to a head coach that's a losing head coach is a genius, put some respect on Wade Phillips, who's better than Mike Shanahan, except the Super Bowls, and Kyle Shanahan in terms of win-loss percentage. That's what I had to say. Coming up, We have some breaking news, and Sam Darnold is on